Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name is Stephen Howson. This is Full-Time Devils. Manchester United have drawn 2-2 at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, and I got to hold my hands up and say, no way did I think that was even close to being possible after I saw the starting 11. I was absolutely certain that United was going to get a pasting. I was absolutely certain that this Chelsea side, the form that they've been in, was going to absolutely tear us to shreds. But that wasn't the case. And even after the first half, when Chelsea definitely outplayed us, when Chelsea definitely looked like the stronger team, when Chelsea definitely looked like they was going to put us under even more pressure in the second half, United fought back and we managed to get 2 goals to the good and took the lead. Now, we did concede in the 6th minute of injury time, which I don't know where that came from. Rashford was down for a little bit, but I don't understand where 6 minutes came from. That's absolutely mental. So I was very impressed with United's fight back. I think a draw on reflection is probably a fair result. Chelsea dominated for large periods of the game, if not the whole game. United took our chances on the counter. We was dangerous on the counter at times. And at times we actually looked good. I thought Juan Mata in that number 8 position has really given Jose something to think about. And it's something that a couple of us have sort of theorised a little bit and said, can he do the same sort of job you see David Silva doing? There's a lot of characteristics that are very similar about David Silva and Juan Mata's play. And it's never really been tried, so we never really knew. Juan Mata was excellent today. Juan Mata was fighting when he didn't have the ball, and when he did have the ball, he was key to everything good that United did. I thought the forward 3 was a little bit on the quiet side, and I thought if they'd have been better quality on the ball, then you might have seen United finally get a victory here. Were the substitutions correct at the right time? Did bringing in Sanchez and Pereira change the attitude of what was quite an aggressive forward line from United? I don't know, I don't know. But I've got to say, I always say it, and I think I said it in the preview this week, you go to your opposition and you take a draw against top 6 opposition, and then it's on you to win the home game. So I would say a draw at Stamford Bridge, especially given the form of the 2 sides and the trajectory that 2 sides was on coming into this game. A draw at Stamford Bridge as a result. A little bit disappointing not to get the win, but certainly not unhappy with how that played out, because like I said at the start, I was absolutely certain that this team was going to get taught a lesson today. Chelsea had been in phenomenal form, United had been in terrible form, but somehow we managed to pull a point out of it. And maybe that means that there's hope yet. Maybe that means there is some sort of belief in the players with Jose Mourinho. Maybe it means that there's some sort of repairing of relationships from certain players under Jose Mourinho. The 2 goals that we conceded were sloppy. The 2 goals that we scored were pretty decent. So I think that there's something to be said here for the fight back that United are starting to display. Is it too little too late? Yeah, I'm sure it is. But it's good to see it at least. Let's see what you dudes are saying in the comments. So Lukaku was very poor, says Robert Matthews. Yeah, I agree, mate. And I thought the whole forward line, Rashford, Martial, even though he got a couple of goals, I thought what he was doing with the ball at his feet and the link-up play that he had, it wasn't good. But good to see him getting a couple of goals to continue the sort of effectiveness that he's had in the last few games. Even though I don't think his performances are quite there, he's finding the back of the net, and you can't really ask for a lot more than that. Results business at the end of the day. 4-2-3-1, that is the way. It was definitely more 4-3-3 today. I'm sure it was. Let's have a quick gander. Yeah, it was definitely 4-3-3. Looking at the average touches of where the players was, Matic was the deeper of the 2. Pogba and Mata a little bit ahead, just one slightly ahead of the other, as traditional 4-3-3s do. Oh my God, Mourinho hugged Marshall, says Red Devil. I know, I saw that, and Marshall smiled. 2 things that I never thought I'd see happen ever again, and they happened at the same time. Lukaku needs a rest, says Emmanuel. Do you know what? I think he absolutely needs a rest. But does Jose have the personnel to be able to play a different way? I say yeah. I think he's got the personnel. He's just never done it. But today something happened that I didn't think would happen either, and that was Jose looked at what he's got and went, attack is the best form of defence. I never thought Jose Mourinho would see that. Is that the influence of Carrick and McKenna coming into the team? Or is it Jose thinking, last chance saloon, can't leave anything on the table, let's just go for it? And I think it paid off for him. Hopefully that changes his attitude going into the next few games. Juventus is going to be an enormous test for us, and I certainly am not confident going into that game. But maybe that's the case. Mata was class and Young was solid, says Andrew. Young's still terrible in possession for me. Defensively, yes, he's got it going on, but I think, yeah, it was terrible in possession. The disgruntled one, the distinguished one even says, Lukaku always lacks form this time of season. He'll kick on soon enough. At least they played for the badge finally. I'm proud of the team today, says Abdigani. Sorry about that. Marshall at striker, says Tim. That might be the best option, is to try and I think he's played himself into a little bit of form recently, and I think he's probably just got ahead of Marcus in that, because Marcus does look a little bit inconsistent at the moment. So yeah, maybe Marshall being played as a striker to give Lukaku the opportunity to rest. Is Juventus the game to do that? Maybe it'd surprise everyone if he did do that. I wouldn't expect it. Lindelof was solid today. Actually, I thought the two centre-halves weren't too bad today. The goals certainly were not their fault, and they had to deal with a hell of a lot coming into the box, and they both looked all right, Smalling and Lindelof, to be honest. Pogba was at fault. Too expensive for what you get back, says Daniel. What's price tag got to do with anything, mate? Are we still playing these games? Pogba did a lot with the ball. Yes, he made a mistake for one of the goals, but come on, man. Where is Lingard? I think he's being rested at the moment. Marshall over Hazard, says Josh. Yeah, where was Hazard today? Does anyone know? Or is Ashley Young taking him home again? Matic out, says Emmanuel. Now, if I was going to start talking about any of the negatives, someone says stop the agenda on Young. No, I won't stop the agenda on Young. I hate it when he plays. How about that? If we are going to talk about negatives today, then I do think Matic is playing his way into being a little bit of a negative for us at the moment. Ander Herrera, when he came on, injected a lot of energy to United, and I think he can do what the job that Matic has been doing, probably as good if not better than Matic. And I think he offers a little bit more with the ball at his feet as well. So if United are going to persist with a 4-3-3 and we're going to try and fit some players in, I think we could go a lot worse than playing Herrera in the 6 and Mata alongside Pogba, because what we saw today against what people this week, Rory, was calling the best midfield in the world, it didn't look like it today, did it? It really didn't look like it today. Philip says, can't blame Jose. Luluk says, what do I think will happen to Jose after this? To be honest, I could not see Jose lasting until the 12th of November, which is the day after the derby. But this result might change that. Obviously, it's going to be going by a game-by-game basis. I think that the board and everybody else has probably gone, do you know what, if we lose against Chelsea, then we was kind of expected to lose against Chelsea. Juventus, arguably looking at the same sort of result as well. But then we've got Bournemouth, we've got Everton, those are winnable games, and then you've got Juventus away and then City away. There was no way that I thought Jose was going to get enough wins in that time and not get embarrassed by at least one of those teams to keep hold of his job. Now, I think his job's still in danger. I don't think he's safe. I don't think the team have turned a corner yet. But I do think it gives Jose hope that he could repair this. And I think that is probably enough for him to keep pushing on and keep fighting. If he gets a result against Juventus, then he may have started to turn the corner. I don't think he's safe. But I also don't think his job is in imminent danger either, because that was a pretty good result to get today. Freddie Short can't defend set pieces. Well, Pogba's tall and he couldn't defend a set piece, so what do you want to do? The theatre of mediocrity, well, it happens, doesn't it, at times. Is the team's attitude changing, says Trevin? I don't know, to be honest, because I saw with my own eyes Marshall smile today, and I know for a fact that Marshall's got a problem with Jose Mourinho. Maybe that's changing by the fact he's getting game time regularly at the moment. Maybe that's changing by the fact that he scored. Maybe him and Jose are cooling towards each other. It could be any of those things. I don't know the answer. But it was good to see him smile. And if he can start getting the best out of the likes of Marshall and Pogba, and even getting the best out of Lukaku, this United team is capable of scoring goals against anybody. The problem is sometimes keeping clean sheets. That's the problem, I think. Need one more striker to back up Lukaku. Yes, we do, but it's got to be a certain specific type of striker. Or you need a plan B that you can do something different when he doesn't play. It felt like a loss, says Gegenpree. It absolutely didn't feel like a loss to me. It really didn't, because I was expecting a proper trouncing today. 2-3, 4-0. I thought it was going to be no contest. So the fact that we had a contest, the fact that we was ahead, it's disappointing to come away with a draw when you was leading the game going into the 90-odd minutes. But either way, it does not feel like a loss. I'm sorry, I disagree with you on that one. Poker Face Marshall gave a smile. How about that? I know, crazy, isn't it? Lukaku needs a break, says Jessica. Yeah, I think that's the big thing on the horizon for us at the moment, that he needs a break, but nowhere in this current 6-game period, 5 games coming up, the one that we've just saw, is there any space for him to get a rest, unless, like I just said, he does something absolutely wild and he changes it up and he puts a rest on for Lukaku against Juventus or something along those lines. What happened at the end? Well, we equalised. They equalised even. We conceded, and that was that. I'd take a false 9 over Lukaku right now, says the Shadow Inmate. Fair result, says Zoe. Yeah, I actually think that, actually. I think a fair result. They dominated the game. We took our chances quite well. We both had other opportunities to advance our leads, and we didn't. So I think honours even is probably a fair result for everybody. Alex says Lukaku played well. I have to disagree with you, to be honest, mate. I think he didn't play badly, but he didn't play well. It was a pretty ordinary performance, I thought, from all three. And I know people look at the goals Marshall scored and go, well, he obviously played well. Well, no, I think there's more than just putting the ball in the back of the net. I think he was lacking in other areas. But he is definitely getting better. Mr. Drew says, I keep saying it, Lukaku's not a United player, but that's probably because you're wrong, because he definitely is. He's on the squad list and everything. He played today for us. Definitely plays for us. George says, I don't think Chelsea made too many good chances. United defended well. They did create a lot of chances. Let's have a look. They had 21 shots, 6 on target, 4 big chances compared to our 1. They created chances, mate. They definitely created chances. They almost had as many completed passes in the final third as we had overall in the game. They definitely created chances, mate. Matic is past his prime. Again, it might just be a case of needing a rest, taking out the team a little bit and seeing what happens. Mourinho was the boss today, says Marva. I'm very interested to see what's going on at the end there, who that geezer was that got trying to get into his face, and what the fallout of that is going to be. Chelsea kept quiet, says Devesh. Eve says we should stop thinking we got the United of old and be happy with the draw at the Bridge. I am happy with the draw at the Bridge. Literally said as much out my mouth. That's in my face. Do you know why Evra was sat with Woodward? No, I'm going to try and find out though, because that's twice he's been sitting next to him. What if we're about to do him? What if we're about to appoint him as some sort of what's it of the club? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Lucky Morata isn't a competent striker. Yep. Some players seem to join United and think, oh well, I've made it and I don't really need to try. We need Herrera more, says your creepy uncle. I definitely agree. I definitely like it. Someone says, that isn't how you read a stat. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We need to play like that from the side. I think it means from the start. But we were more clinical than them in the chances created. Yeah, we was more clinical than them in the chances created. That's why I think it's probably fair to have a draw. They created a lot more chances than us, though. As the guy was saying, they didn't create chances. They did. 6 minutes of injury time is an absolute joke. I'm not sure where that come from. I'm really not sure where that come from. The guy that says Chelsea 63%, 27 shots. We dominate the game. You're just mid-table. You parked your bus. Lucky you get the draw. I don't really think that we parked the bus all effectively, to be honest. You dominated possession, as would be expected. Nor do I think that parking the bus is not a valid thing to do. You're a team that dominates possession. We allowed you the possession at times. We pressed at times and we allowed you the possession at times. And we looked to hit you on the counter. It's called fucking tactics, you idiot. And it was clearly a valid tactic because we got a draw. And drawing with one of your rivals at home is not a result. Drawing with one of your rivals away is a result. Said this last season when we drew at Anfield and everyone lost their fucking mind. Drawing is a good result. It's on the home team to make sure they win those games. Simple as that. Which United mostly did at home last season. We had a pretty good record against the top 6 in the end last season. Right then, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys for joining us. I'll be live at 3:30 over on my channel where I'll be analysing all the data from Instat. You're welcome to come and join me over there. Just search my name. But keep it lots of Full-Time Devils as well, because Adam will be joining us with all the fan cams. And we'll find out whether the Reds at the Bridge are happy Reds or disappointed with coming away with a draw Reds. But make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.